Hey everybody, welcome back to Chortle Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Jake, and with me as always, the Stream King, the Far Cry Guy, the King of Thieves, and the man who may cry devil, and the unstoppable engineer, Steven. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, it's funny you say that. We're going to talk about this later. I wasn't playing the engineer on that.
Oh, you weren't?
No, I was playing as Wally, the
Collector of Worlds. What do we even know what the name of that robot plant character is?
It's
Okay.
multi.
There you go. In Risk of Rain 2, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, Steven had a god role last night in Risk of Rain 2. So we're going to hear about that because this is Chortle Cast, the official podcast of Chortle Games, where we talk about TV shows, video games, movies, anime, whatever the heck we want to talk about. We've got a great show for you this week. We're going to discuss the Nintendo Mini Direct that happened this week. We're going to talk about PlayStation 5 maybe or maybe not getting delayed, and then PlayStation Network slowing down its speeds, joining a plethora of other companies slowing down their services due to high traffic due to the coronavirus, which is what we're still under quarantine, in most of the country. Steven, still the same for you, just kind of... You and I, we talked about last podcast, our lives haven't really changed that much. You mentioned that you're busier than normal because everything has gone to video.
Mine's gotten busier, and all these people who are posting about it, I'm not making light of social distancing and quarantining, and if you're doing a great job, you're helping this nation. And
you're a hero to us all.
But you really are. You're doing what so many people are neglecting to do. You're just staying home, and you're helping in the best way you can. But seeing all these posts where it's like day 4 of quarantine, it's like a picture of someone crying or something. This is every day for me. I've been training for that. Social distancing, that's just called life. I've been training for this my entire life.
My boss said that he's been practicing social distancing since elementary school, but it wasn't by choice. So that's a true. Jeremy from 8-Bit Gamesters, he shared a post on Facebook that really, really hit me. I might have already talked about this, but it's good enough to say again. The post was day 0 of quarantine. I'm still having to work my ass off or something like that. And I was just like, oh, yeah, I feel this so bad because everyone else around me, they're at home. They're reading books. They're playing video games. They're doing whatever, doing the Lord's work, staying home, not spreading the virus. And I still have to go to work. I still got to do all this stuff, which I'm thankful because I have a job and we're going to be fine and we're going to make it through that. And I know some people are in worse situations, but it is a little rough in my book to watch other people just be like, man, I'm just stuck at home. I can't, I'm just, I'm catching up on all these books and shows. And it's just like, cool. I'm still just over here working.
Yeah. Life must be so hard for you. Andrew told me about a tweet that he saw. This is unrelated to social distancing, but I thought it was funny. It was like day 3 of coronavirus quarantine. I haven't had sex in 6 months.
Oh man, that's fabulous. That's fabulous. I love that. Yeah. Oh man. All right. Well, enough coronavirus talk. I know a lot of you are struggling with that. We hope the best for you. We hope you're staying safe, staying healthy, and being kind to one another like we talked about last podcast. But we're going to jump into the news. Super exciting news happened this week. The Nintendo Direct Mini happened on March 26th. That was what, Monday? Is that right? No. What was Monday? No. This was Thursday. I'm looking at a calendar now. Trying to look at a calendar. It won't show me my calendar. Yeah, Thursday. So this came out of nowhere. There was normally with the Nintendo Direct, the day before we get a tweet that just says Nintendo Direct, this date, this time. Everybody gets excited. We're all pumped. I just was flipping through Twitter, saw the video. It was just like, what? So I watched it. It's a 28-minute mini direct, which 28 minutes is a long time for a mini direct. So I was very surprised. They actually talked about a lot of really cool stuff. One of probably the most hype things to come out of it was they announced the next Super Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC fighter, and then it's going to be a character from ARMS. We still don't know what character. It's just going to be a character from ARMS. Steven, did you get to play ARMS with us?
No, I didn't.
We need to do the next time we're together. We should do a live stream of ARMS. I've been kind of had the itch to try pick up ARMS again. It was a Nintendo Switch. I don't think it was a launch game, but it was like an early game. It was early. Yeah, kind of a new IP fighting game. All the characters have long, extendable arms, and they were making puns about that the whole direct. As they were talking about this. But anyway, there's two main characters in that are kind of the poster children for the game, and that's Springman and is that his name? Springman and Ribbon Girl, which are the two kind of main characters you've seen. So the interesting thing about this announcement is Springman and I'm pretty sure Ribbon Girl are both already what are like Pokeballs, you got them and you can throw assist trophies. Is that what they're called? They're already assist trophies.
Yes.
So if it was one of them, this would be, I don't think the first time, but this would set a precedent.
This means Waluigi has a chance.
This is where I'm going. This is where I'm going. All right. Look, this is the pipe dream right now. If this sets a precedent of turning assist trophies into actual fighters, which I'm pretty sure has been done before, but not like in the same game. Like there have been assist trophies in like Melee that became characters later. But anyway, if they put old Ribbon Girl and Springman as fighters, that would set a precedent. And now here's the pipe dream, Steven. What if, this is like, I think 6 more fighters? What if the last fighter was Waluigi?
That would... I personally don't think Waluigi needs to be a character. He's never had his own game as far as I can tell. He's only the people's champion because... they refuse to make him a fighter.
He's been neglected for so long. So how do you think that would go, Steven? Because I'm in your ballpark, right? Like I'm just like, yeah, Waluigi, sure. Like my thing is, why is he not already a fighter? Just because like the Mushroom Kingdom has so many people represented. Hell, Piranha Plant is a fighter, but not Waluigi. You know what I mean?
That had to sting.
I know it did. It had to sting. So I'm kind of in your boat of like, he doesn't, I wouldn't have just put him in there other than he's literally like one of the only people from the Mushroom Kingdom not in the game. So how do you think the internet would react? Do you think it would be a pretty overwhelmingly positive or negative thing if that were to happen?
I think the internet would react in thunderous applause and then no one would buy the fighter. Like everyone would be like, yes, it's happened. And then they wouldn't care. Like it would just be kind of that yes, the internet won something, and then they would just forget about it. It would just be that time that Nintendo listened,
but no one cared.
But people didn't speak with their wallets. Like you'd have these people who were like probably on Reddit because that's where all the toxic people go, like fueling the fire for this. Yes, they finally released Waluigi, and that person probably doesn't even have a like
they just know. You're gonna have they just know the meme. Well, we'll see. It's exciting. My personal hope for the ARMS character is that because they put up every character in ARMS on the graphic as they were talking about it, they were like, but who will it be? I personally hope that they're all, I forget what they call them, like shadow fighters or echo fighters. So you just have an ARMS character and you can play as any of them. And they're just echoes. I think that would be the best way to just get a bunch of those characters in. But if it's not that my personal pick is Min Min, who is the ramen noodle fighter from the game. That's what I want. I don't know if I want to go through everything they talked about in the mini. They talked about Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition that's coming.
Let me tell you what I was most excited about, even though I'm not going to get any of these. I just think it's really cool for Switch owners. Borderlands, BioShock, XCOM 2 collection. Holy crap. That's an amazing get for every Switch owner. Like, those are all great games. And XCOM 2 portable on the Switch, I might actually buy it.
I'm surprised you didn't just jump out of your boots to buy that one. Yeah, that was a big announcement. That was pretty exciting. I think some of that had leaked. Like we had kind of known a little bit of that might be coming, but
I think BioShock was the one that leaked because I feel like I
yeah. So anyway, still very exciting that's real. Bravely Default 2 was talked about. The new Pokemon Sword and Shield expansion. They talked more about it. They still didn't give me a release date. They just keep saying end of June, I think is what they keep talking about. So I was kind of hoping for a release date there. Still excited about that. They talked about the Easter event called Bunny Day in Animal Crossing. That event's going to be running from April 1st to April 12th. So if you're excited about that, if you're still playing Animal Crossing, there's going to be lots of fun stuff to do. They talked about Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy that is now available on Switch right now. You can go play it. Steven.
Yeah, we knew that.
What are your thoughts on that?
We knew it was coming. I didn't know it was going to happen that soon, so that's really cool. I know that the console port of JK2 was pretty rough, but if you played it and you didn't feel the hurt from having to play a game that was definitely made for PC with a controller, I definitely recommend JK3. People have been asking for it to be the next forward compatible, which, and maybe I need to talk about this later, but I probably should talk about forward compatible at some point. So let's finish this whole thing and then I'll talk about that. But people asked to make it to the next forward compatible, and I probably am going to, because JK3, they improved the gameplay in every single way from JK2. You can do 2 lightsabers, you can do a saber staff, you can stick with 1 lightsaber if you want to be a loser. There actually are reasons to run 1 lightsaber. They did a good job of covering their tracks with that one. But the story is cool because you get to be a part of Luke's Jedi Order. You're an apprentice who's being trained by Kyle Katarn. It's literally like wish fulfillment, the story for me and Star Wars. Because like you get to train as one of Luke's Jedi. Kyle Katarn's your master. I mean, come on, it's awesome.
That does sound cool.
So I definitely recommend it. It's one of the best Star Wars games ever made, in my opinion. I don't know if it beats the story of JK2 just because Kyle's a really good lead. But like as far as playing it, I thought it was more interesting because you go to all these different planets. You do a mission with Chewie on Tatooine.
Nice.
If you fight Boba Fett at one point, like it's just really cool.
That's cool. They also talked about the 1999 Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer game. That will be headed to Switch later this year. Yeah, they just showed a little bit of gameplay.
That was a good game.
So
that was a good game.
Very exciting. This is one of the ones I wrote down as like, oh, I'm gonna have to get this. It's called Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics, and it's 51 of like your basic tabletop games. So like Mancala, Texas Hold'em, Solitaire, Mahjong. Like, I mean, there's 51 games. They listed a whole lot. They listed one that I remember thinking was really funny. It was like birds and dogs or bird dogs or something like that. Hounds and horses or something. That I was like, I've never heard of this game, but I want to try it. So this just looked like a fun thing to have for a party, just to whip that out and be like, hey, anybody want to play this? They talked about Burnout Paradise Remastered, Catherine Full Body, which is arriving on Nintendo Switch in July, which
I don't know why that game is still around.
I don't either, and it was very weird to watch them talk about that.
It keeps getting re-released. Hey, who is asking for this?
Stop.
Raise your hand.
Sit down.
Stop.
Get out of here. Panzer Dragoon remake was announced and available now. Sin Shikai Into the Depth, which I'm pretty sure that was the one that originally was a Apple Arcade launch game that is now available on Switch. Ring Fit Adventure has an update that's available today, or it's available now. They announced it as later today when they talked about it. It basically has a Beat Saber mode now, Steven, which looked really, really fun. I think you should try it out. Which also super smart on them to do this now, because I'm sure lots of people are turning to things like Beat Saber, like Ring Fit to be active. And so to give a new mode to just kind of do something while you're at home was a smart move. This other game called Good Job, I've never heard of this one. It was announced and it is available now. I'm probably going to have to do a live stream of this at some point. You're basically, it's kind of that Overcooked style of like just chaos happening around you. You're a little stick figure and you work in your dad's office, and you can work in all these different departments, and your goal is to do a good job by whatever means necessary. And so it showed gameplay of somebody like trying to be serious and like do the job carefully. But then it was also just like, do it by any means necessary. So it was like, get a projector. And so the guy like literally ripped a projector out of one wall, threw it through 5 or 6 other walls to get to the right office, and like did it in 5 seconds. But so he got a good job. It was pretty funny. But anyway, it looks like a fun game to watch. They talked about Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, the Black Order expansion pass details. So we finally got some more of the Fantastic Four details. Saw Doctor Doom.
And apparently, I haven't gotten to play it yet. We do know that the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom are new characters, so that's good. But it apparently is also going to have new story content, which is really cool because the previous expansions have not had story content. But if you have a Switch and you like Marvel and you haven't gotten Ultimate Alliance 3, you really should. It's a solid game, and they just keep coming out with content.
They just keep swinging.
It's good stuff. I recommend it.
King's Bounty 2 they talked about. Ninjala, which is an 8-player ninja action game. It's a free-to-play, up to 8-player ninja battle. And it kind of looks like a mix between Splatoon. I don't know. It has kind of a Splatoon style. You're these ninjas, and you've got these like katanas, but they're like soft. Like, you know, when you're in like a karate studio and they've got a sword, but it's just like a big piece of foam. You're a bunch of ninjas running around with that, and like there's hammers and other weapons you can get, but they're all like padded, you know. It looked really cool. Looked like it could be a fun thing. Just the fact that it was free to play, I was just like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to give that a try. But that's coming May 2020. They talked about Trials of Mana. Let's see, Elder Scrolls Blades, Warhammer, Vigor, Burnout Paradise, Saints Row 4, Reelected, Legend of Heroes, Mr. Driller, Minecraft Dungeons, the whole 9 yards. But anyway, so a mini direct, but still some pretty exciting announcements like the ARMS, and I was excited about the Animal Crossing event date announcements and all that jazz. But anyway.
And I don't know if they talked about this in the direct, but I know that it finally went up on the store, like right after the direct. But Galaxy of Pen and Paper is finally
they didn't talk about
Switch.
it in the direct.
After waiting for that thing, it was like a year and a half that I've been waiting for this game, and it's finally coming.
Didn't make it in the direct.
I could have been playing it on PC this whole time, but I said no, I'm going to wait to get it on the Switch because I'm patient.
Your patience been rewarded.
And you know what, Jake? Yeah, guess what? I am patient, Jake. I waited.
I didn't question your patience. I just said your patience has been rewarded. You're welcome.
Thank you.
I did it. You know, I was the one that flipped the switch. I did it just for you.
Okay. I might actually do some content for that game, though, because it's... I know I've talked about Knights of Pen and Paper before.
We had talked about doing a Let's Play of it at one point, but then that all kind of fell apart, so...
Yeah.
I'd love to see a live stream of it.
Galaxy of Pen and Paper is... I played it a little bit on mobile just to, like, see if it was even something that I would want to get on Switch because it was on sale for super cheap. So I played it a little bit on mobile, and I was just like, oh, yeah, I definitely need to play this. So I've been waiting. I literally had it on my phone, but I haven't done it because I'm patient. I've had the means, Jake.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm glad you're being rewarded for your patience, Steven. I really am.
Am I?
So
is it a reward if expectation is met? Feels like it'd be a reward if they were like, you know what, Steve, you've been patient. Have it a little early. But they waited. So I just feel like I don't feel like I'm being rewarded. I just feel like, you know, someone's doing their job somewhere.
But the interesting thing about this whole direct is kind of the question of, was this supposed to be a bigger direct at GDC, or was it always going to be this? You know, has the virus changed how this all went out? Actually, at the beginning of it, they actually had a disclaimer that was just like, this was produced at such and such time. due to the coronavirus, some dates may be subject to change and that sort of stuff. So that was kind of an interesting thing to see at the front of a direct. All understandable given the situation we're in, but just crazy. Another just a side note of things. I didn't realize this until today, but all of my anime that I'm getting from Funimation, all of their dubs are delayed indefinitely. So I'm stuck on I forget what episode of My Hero Academia, but I can't. I'm not going to be able to watch My Hero Academia until probably the season's over because it's going to take forever before the dub catches up because they're delayed indefinitely while this virus is going on. So,
and that's why it pays to be
fluent in Japanese.
Patient.
Patient. Okay.
You didn't wait, so
I'm gonna have to wait.
Waited.
I'm gonna wait, but see, hopefully, what I'm hoping is once they catch back up and can start doing the dubs, they're just gonna pop them all out. I hope they don't wait. Like, okay, we'll get you the next one next Saturday. Like, no, get me all of them. So they'll have everything. So I don't know why they wouldn't do that. But anyway, I digress. Speaking of more, what is the coronavirus delaying? There's been a lot of conversation. We actually, I think, in the Risk of Rain live stream this Thursday, someone asked us if we thought the PS5 would get delayed, but a Sony spokesperson has said that the COVID-19 outbreak should cause no impact on the launch date of the PS5, which is a pretty funny thing to say because we don't have a launch date for the PS5. So I kind of call PR bullshit on this because who knows? We don't know when the date was going to be or is supposed to be. So as long as they don't announce it until they know for sure, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Kind of a weird statement. But anyway, they said that it shouldn't be affected. So we shouldn't see any impact. The date is just for holiday 2020. We've seen Xbox. I forget what one of the Xbox events they had Thanksgiving 2020. So a lot of people are speculating that it's going to be sometime in November because they actually went back and changed that graphic back to holiday 2020 for Xbox. So it's curious too. I haven't seen like an Xbox person come out and say the same thing. This is the only article I've seen about it, and it's talking about Sony. So I'm curious. I assume Xbox is kind of in the same boat of they're not going to have any delays or not expecting any impacts, but who knows? This could get a lot worse. Or not. I don't know that at this point. I don't know that it's going to get worse just because I feel like most places are in some sort of work from home, stay at home, lockdown. The only way I can see it getting worse is like if it becomes a literal like no one can leave your home, period. Yeah, like a martial law. That's the only thing I could see it getting worse. But I do think worst case, this just goes on for a lot longer than I think people are expecting it to. So, we hear things like this now, but a month from now, if we're still not back to, normal, this could change. So, Steven, any thoughts on PS5 not being delayed? Any additional thoughts?
Not really.
I did such a good job explaining it. You just don't feel any need to add anything.
You did. Yep. Exactly.
I'm just going to pat myself on the back. That's a good dodge. Good job, Jake. So the other PlayStation news that's kind of buzzing around. I think a week ago they talked about how they were a lot of services have been slowing down their speeds. Steven and I before the podcast were talking about how YouTube has had to lower their speed for playback. Netflix is having to do this, and a lot of those I had heard, that statement, but in the UN, in the UK, whatever, they're slowing speeds down over there. But now some of that is starting to filter over into the US, and Sony actually has announced that they are reducing network speeds in the US. And as far as I can tell, the reasoning is there is a surplus of traffic of people using the PlayStation Network for playing online games,
Yeah.
playing, downloading games, whatever. So they've just had to lower speeds so that the whole thing doesn't crash. Which is crazy that we're seeing that much of a surplus. You know what I mean? Because I feel like most people that are using the network right now already had the network. Like maybe there have been some people jump in and be like, oh, you know what? We're going to be in quarantine for a few months. I'm going to do a month of PSN. I'm sure there's 1 or 2 people like that, maybe 10, but enough to like cause this much stress surprises me. So
I think it's less of like just overall user base and more of what's the word I'm looking for? Concurrent user base. Like more people are on all the time rather than just having those spikes after people get off work and stuff like that. So there's just a constant
use
of the network.
Yeah. I guess that's true. Have you experienced this yet, Stephen? Have you noticed any kind of slowdown?
No, my internet sucks already. Like, so I had good internet at the apartment. At the house, we're with AT&T still, and we went from fiber having like, I think we were at 600 megs down, and the guy I was on the phone with when I was transferring internet was like, so you're gonna be at 40 meg, and I was like, it was 300 meg dropped to 40 meg. That's what it was, and I was like, is that the best you can do? And he was like, yep. You want me to schedule that transfer? And I was like, yeah. While I was on C Spire's website to see what they can do for me. C Spire, for those that don't know, is another internet provider down here. And sure enough, C Spire is installing fiber right now in the neighborhood, and they just went through and did our spot. So before we moved in, had made a deal with them. So as soon as they get their stuff hooked up, I'm breaking up with AT&T.
Do it.
And I'm going to have a gig down.
That's going to be awesome. Yep. We've got C Spire fiber here as well.
For the same price. It's crazy because we will be paying no more to do a gig down than we were paying AT&T to get 300 meg.
That's crazy. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're getting to switch over.
So, no, I haven't noticed any droppage in the PlayStation Network. I noticed a couple days where I couldn't access it, but that was very brief, and I just assumed that was AT&T's fault because most things are. So, no, I have not had any issue. I haven't really seen any speed slowing. Maybe occasionally when playing Division, I've noticed poor connection to server, but like it's never affected my gameplay. The only thing it's affected is that I've seen the thing at the bottom left that says poor network connection, but the gameplay ran smooth. So
that's good. Well, I'm sure they only lowered it to I'm sure they tried to optimize it to be still efficient and work well. But anyway, I haven't noticed any difference either, but I haven't played a lot of PlayStation games because I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing. Jake Way. Let's catch up, Steven, on what we've been playing this week. I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing, and I'm very excited, ladies and gentlemen, because I am here to tell you that I have opened residential services. Isabel is now a member of my island, and when you get Isabel, you can change your town theme. Now, the town theme, Steven, plays anytime you talk to anybody, anytime you walk into a building, anytime you do anything. So it is a theme. It plays all the time, all right? It's everywhere.
Can we make it the Seinfeld?
Yes,
theme?
probably. You probably could. You could probably figure it out. But, Steven, can you think of a song that more accurately describes me as a person? Like, can you just think of a song? Toss out some ideas. I'm waiting anxiously to hear your thoughts.
Brick
Okay,
House.
that's a great one, but no. I'll tell you. I'll play my town theme.
Gucci Gang. Gucci Gang.
No, but that's another great one. I will play. I've got my Nintendo Switch here. I will play you my island theme and let you see if you know what it is. You know what it is?
It's
I'll play it one more time.
Finger on it.
All right, here we go. Toss a coin to your witcher, O Valley of Plenty.
Yeah. You and every other person probably have that as your down.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So now every time I talk to somebody, like each character has like their own like vocal tone or whatever. And so when you talk to people, it plays that differently. So like every time we hit like an hour, you know, so like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, a clock goes off in the town and it plays that. And it's really funny because it's like, dong, 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 dong. Dong, 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 dong. And it's great. So anyway, I've been having a good time with Animal Crossing. Last night during the stream, or I guess Saturday night on the stream, we were trying to go tarantula hunting, which if you're not playing the game, you can hunt tarantulas, catch a whole lot of them, sell them at the store, and make like a quote unquote easy $230,000 or $40,000. So we were going to do that, but when we got to a mystery island, you can turn any island into a tarantula island, but some islands are more ideal than others. And we ended up on one that was 3 layers and had water everywhere. So it was a river fish island. And so when we got there, I was just like, okay, this is not going to work. I don't have enough to get another ticket to get a different island. Why don't we pivot and let's just try to catch rare fish and then sell those. So we ended up going after, it's called a string fish, which is a $15,000 bell or a 15,000 bell fish, and then a sturgeon, which is a $10,000 fish. So I think we ended up with like 21 sturgeons and 4 string fish, and we got like 380,000 bells or something like that last night. So that was kind of a cool thing. I've started building bridges. I'm starting to pre-build houses for more residents to show up. I only have one more upgrade for my house. I've now got 4 rooms and an attic. So the only other upgrade is a basement. So I haven't quite started decorating my home yet. I'm still trying to amass more furniture and stuff. But I've made an orchard. I've made a turnip crop area. It was a thing I saw on Twitter. Turnips in the game, you can buy turnips and sell them throughout. You can buy them on Sunday, and their price changes every day of the week. There's in the morning it's one price, in the afternoon it's one price every day of the week. And so if you time it right, you can buy them cheap on Sunday and sell them really expensive on Wednesday, and make a lot of money back. But one of the things is you can't store them. You can't, just put them away. You have to hold on to them for a week or place them somewhere. And so I saw somebody on Twitter who created like a garden patch and was dropping their turnips there so that it looked kind of nice. So that's what I did, one of those. But anyway, I'm hoping to make some big bucks this week off of turnips. So if you're watching and you are also in the stock market, as they call it, we have a Discord message for the stock market specifically. So if your store is selling turnips high this week, please let me know. Anyway, but yeah, I'm still enjoying Animal Crossing, having a great time playing it every morning, every night, and everywhere in between that I can. But yeah. Steven, you've been playing some Division and some Risk of Rain. You had a great run last night. Tell us about all that.
Yeah. I'll end with Risk of Rain. Been playing a lot of Division. Polarity Switch has been going on this week, which basically means it's a global event. What global events do is that you can turn them on, and then every activity you do is affected by that global event. Polarity Switch makes it to where every enemy has a polarity, either positive or negative. Yellow for positive, blue for negative. And you have to shoot your matching polarity to get, and if you get a kill, one matching polarity, you get a damage bonus, stacking up to 5 times. If you shoot the opposite polarity, you get shocked for a really long time.
Ugh.
It sucks. And you change your polarity by reloading or switching weapons. You can change the polarity of enemies by meleeing them. It wasn't great. I didn't hate it, but I'm glad it's ending this week. But I got a free exotic out of it, and it was the God Roll exotic BTSU clubs, which I need for basically every build. So it was worth it.
Hey, as long as it was worth it, that's what matters.
Yeah. It's literally the gloves that I needed with max rolls on everything that I would want to be on it. So it's perfect. In other news for Division, my brother Andrew, his Thorns build is working great, and he asked me what he should call it. He was just like, now I need a name for this build. And I very quickly, more proudly than I've ever thought of a name for anything ever, said, every rogue has its thorns. And he was like, yeah, that's it. And he named it. And oddly enough, every rogue has its thorns actually fit as a build name on Division. So there you go. So I've been playing a lot of Octopath Traveler. In addition to that, still really liking it. I'm doing more of the individual character stories, trying to get up to those higher levels so I can unlock the secret jobs. But I started doing sub jobs for my characters, so that's been cool. And I've been playing some Risk of Rain. Since they released the loadout system, that's been really interesting. I tried the engineer turrets with legs. They're pretty good, but they kind of run off on their own sometimes where they'll chase enemies. And so I can see the drawback of them is that I don't think they have as much range as the regular turret. And you don't know where they are. Sometimes. Right,
they just wander off.
So if you can increase cooldowns,
kind of like me.
Yeah, I can see them being extremely. Yes, actually, it's like having 2 additional Jakes. But I can see it being really useful and the stronger version. But also, if my job as the engineer is to lock down the teleporter, then I'm not doing my job as effectively if I bring the walking turrets.
Right.
But
I wish you could just tell them to lock into you and not move.
They do. They do follow you. But they get distracted by enemies where sometimes they'll chase them down. Yeah. And I wish you could lock them down, but then it would be like, well, then there's literally no reason to bring the other turrets. So I guess that's what they're going for. I played as Multi, which is he is starting to compete for the with the engineer for my favorite character. Because I love the engineer and he's my favorite playstyle, but I'm really good as Multi. And Jake, if you want to, I already sent you the picture. If you want to, you can show this as a visual aid. The picture of my run. If you want to, you don't have to.
I will try.
Basically, I sent Brody and Jake a picture of a run that I was going with Multi, where my only goal for that run was get 1 or 2 of his side ability, of his loadout alternates. Which one of them was kill 2 Beetle Queens without leaving the teleporter site, which is easy if they spawn, which is the hard part. And the other one was kill a Imp Overlord with some weapon that I'd never heard of. You remember that countdown thing on the snow planet?
Yes.
If you open that chest, you get an equipment that is the most overpowered thing I've ever used. It's like a charged cannon, and when it fires, it like shoots out other charges, and when it hits something, it basically vaporizes them. And so that was what I was supposed to get. So I had to speed run as Multi to get to that planet to open the chest so that I could kill an Imp Overlord eventually with that thing. It was a lot of stuff. And it was very hard to do because you don't know when you're going to get that planet. But I was fortunate to get on like my 3rd or 4th planet.
Right.
And I got there just in time. So I just kept going, trying to complete these challenges. And then I realized, oh my gosh, I've been going for 70 minutes. And like, I think at that point I had killed the Beetle Queens, but I was still trying to kill the Imp Overlords. And I had so much stuff because I was killing scavengers as well. And if you kill a scavenger, they drop a a sack that you can pick up their artifacts. It got to
Right.
the point where I was killing a scavenger each planet. You do the math, because that's like, I think 8 more relics
Right.
per scavenger. So I was loaded. I had 9 personal shield generators. And I think 6 soldier serums. So I was firing like a madman. So eventually I found an imp overlord. I was like, oh heck yes, this is awesome. I can kill him with this. And I tried shooting the giant giga cannon, and it got him to like 2,000 health, which is not a lot. And so I was like, oh man, I have to wait 2.5 minutes for this thing to cool down, because I hadn't found any fusion cells yet.
Oh gosh.
And so I was running around, dodging everything. And I paint this as a stressful picture. I was playing as Multi, the Collector of Worlds. I wasn't stressed. They were stressed. My stress, the only stress I had was I might actually accidentally kill these guys and ruin my plans.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened. Because I had, I think, 4 or 5 personal missile launchers at this point. Not the disposable, but like the one that has a chance when you hit to launch a missile. And so I was weaving through everything, and I did my movement ability where he like dashes really fast, and I bumped into like the lowliest of enemies. And let me paint you a picture real quick. I had at this point things that were like chance 2 on kill or guaranteed on kill. So it didn't seem like I was doing a lot of damage when I was targeting like the big bosses. Like I was doing pretty good damage. My damage comes in when the lowly peasants decide to throw down with me. And I just go, nope. And then everything dies because all of my procs happen. For example, there's one legendary relic that I had that like throws homing knives every time I get a kill.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, I guess. I never saw it happen, but I definitely know it was happening because there were just so many other things to keep up with. I had a hook that was like latching things to each other, I guess, because there was something that was clustering everything together, which made this even better. And then the missile pod launchers attaching explosions and bleed to everything. Like it was just, if one thing happened, everything happened.
Right.
That's how this was going. So I bumped into the lowliest of enemies. And it happened to do damage because I was doing my shopping cart thing where I dash. And as soon as I bumped into him,
it set everything off.
I see knives and hooks or whatever fly out. I see 8 missiles fire off my back, and I'm just like, no! And then one thing dies, and then it just goes, boom, everything else dies, including the Imp Overlord.
Dang.
And I'm just sitting there as this robot, just like, it's like accidentally knocking over dominoes and just watching them fall. And I'm just like, no. So, and after that, I still went for like 30 more minutes. I ended up at almost 2 hours.
Golly. That's amazing.
And I even said to Anna, I was like, this game, I keep begging it for the sweet release of death, and it offers none. They can't kill me. I can't just let them kill me. They need to earn it. But they won't. And so eventually, like I'm just killing everything super easily. And eventually something happens where I think the game cut me off. It was like a bartender being like, you've had too many, and saying you can't have any more drinks, because I got down to like, because I had the Topaz Overshield for kills. I had the personal shield deployer, and then I had, I think, 4 infusions worth of extra health, so 400 extra health, not even counting my regular health. And I got to the point where like I was at a third of my health, and then a split second after I was at a third of my health, I had Topaz Overshield, and then my character fell over, and it said you died. So the game literally was like,
you're done.
Okay, you're done. like we didn't kill you, but we killed you because
you broke the game.
Don't want
you broke the game. You're done.
Anymore. I kind of broke the game.
Yeah.
So that happened. I did get the Imp Overlord eventually because I ended up having 4 fusion cells. Mm-hmm. So
eventually you circled back around and got to him.
Well, I mean, it's a random boss spawn.
Right.
So he just another one spawned. So I fired 3 into him just to see if that did the trick. And I had one ready to go just in case. It did the trick. But at one point, just to put in perspective how much damage I was doing, I think I said this to Brody. 8 like flaming beetle queens appeared as the teleporter boss. They died in 0.5 seconds.
That's stupid. That's stupid crazy.
It is. And I was honestly more impressed that I didn't crash the game. It was pretty awesome. But yeah, that happened. I'm really good with multi. The turrets are good on the engineer, but like I feel like I'm not as good at playing the engineer because the engineer you don't really need to be good. You just need to be smart. Right. And you need to have friends that'll let you just take everything. And then you become super powerful. Right. But like with multi, I'm really good. Mm-hmm. So I'm starting to think that if we ever get in a group larger than 2, I'm going to play multi. Just because I don't need as many relics to be as good with him.
Well, we should try and get Brody on this week. I think he said he might do it this week. So we'd have 3 then. I might branch out, play the mercenary, play some sword play, make it a little interesting. It'd be good. Hey everybody, thank you for watching this episode of Chortlecast. We do hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, there's a couple things you can do to help us out. If you're watching on YouTube, you're already at chortlegames.com. You can like this video, share it with your friends, leave us a comment, all that good stuff. If you're watching on Facebook, you're at Chortle Games on Facebook. You can do the same. You can like, share, comment, and follow us on our page. If you're on YouTube, you can subscribe. And then we also do Twitch. The podcast does not air on Twitch yet because we don't have enough followers to do all of that stuff. So if you like Twitch and you would like to watch us on Twitch, go to Chortle_games on Twitch. Give us a follow, give us a like, whatever you got to do over there. We do our live streams.
If you hate Twitch but have a Twitch account anyway, just go ahead and give us that follow.
I mean, that would help a lot. So go do that, Chortle_games. We do all our live streams, or most of our live streams go to Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube all at the same time. So if you have a preferred platform, go do that. Follow us there, watch us there. We'd appreciate it. We can also join our Discord. You can get to that in the description of this video, or if you go to chortlegames.com, there's a button in our banner that will get you straight to it. We post memes, we post our schedule, we have kind of a main chat. We let you vote on what we live stream on nights that we've got multiple things we could do. So lots of fun things to do in the Discord. We appreciate everyone who's in that. Yeah. Steven, thank you for being here. Now, Steven, you wanted to talk a little bit about Forward Compatible, which is a series we do usually once a month, but it's been a little crazy lately with lots of reasons. But anyway, Steven, talk about what's the status on Forward Compatible.
So a lot of you, if not all of you, probably forgot that Castle Crashers was the last thing we did, and the review never actually happened. That's because we tried to get it in there in February. That's kind of like, it's Valentine's month. So let's talk about like a good split screen game. And Anna and I were going to do a review together. And we were moving in like the week after it was supposed to happen. So it was just a really hectic time. Mm-hmm. And after we moved into the new house, we got a puppy literally days after. And he's made it really hard to do things where we can't keep an eye on him. He's gotten better about that, thankfully. Then all this stuff happened with COVID-19, and I've been really busy when it comes to just a lot of projects that I have to do from home. And just honestly, I've been stressed and haven't been in a great mental space to do Forward Compatible, but things are starting to get more of a flow to where I feel like we could start doing those again. Mm-hmm. So it's possible. And also another reason this hasn't happened. My desktop has not had access to internet because our modem is in the living room and I can't get the cable to our bedroom without drilling a hole somewhere or a few holes somewhere, and I'm not about to do that. So I just got a Wi-Fi extender hooked up to my desktop, and this is all until C-Spire gets us hooked up. Basically, it's a lot of we don't know whens, but I'm going to try to run my desktop through a test stream this week to see if it can handle outputting a stream, because its connection's kind of low. It's a Wi-Fi extender, so I don't know if it can, but I'm going to try it, see if it can do that, and if it can, then I would be open to doing a forward compatible for April. So all this being said, we're not done with forward compatible. It's just a lot of stuff happened at the same time or right after each other. So Anna and I have been talking. We may still do the Castle Crashers review. We may do something that looks a little different. I don't know. We haven't decided. It's a hectic time. But moving forward, forward compatible will come back. When it does is just a matter of, at this point, basically internet. When I'll get access to internet that will be sufficient to stream. Because it sounds like you guys want me to do JK3, which at first I was like, I don't know if I could do that because it's very much a sequel. But the more I thought about it, the more I was like, yeah, there's enough difference to where I would do a forward compatible and I would just be thrilled to play it again. So I'm totally up for doing that. But just hang in there. You haven't seen the last of those. I still really enjoy doing those. It's just that I've been really stressed lately trying to juggle and balance everything to where I haven't had time to be creative or be in a creative space. But it's coming back. You guys will definitely be in the know of when.
Awesome. Yeah, that's exciting. Yeah, it's crazy how all that happened and then the virus happened. So it's just like, this is insane. But I'm excited to see more of those, have that come back. That'll be good. Talking also just kind of you talking about, the internet speed and desktop and everything. That's also another reason why we've missed the Tuesday night stream that we would normally do. We've decided to kind of back down on those. We're going to go back to a Tuesday or Thursday schedule. But we're going to try to make sure that whenever we do a Tuesday or Thursday night stream, that it's going to be me and Steven together, and not just a solo stream like you normally would get on a Friday or Saturday. So anyway, with that in mind, this Tuesday or Thursday, we're going to try to play Risk of Rain 2 again. But we're hoping to bring Brody back into have him join us for that stream. Risk of Rain is a game he really enjoys, so we're going to try to pull him in for that. He also has a baby. Steven's got a dog. I've got 2 cats, and Brody has a baby. So he's the busiest and most hectic of us all right now. So we'll see if he can join. Either way, it'll be Tuesday or Thursday, me and Steven. If you don't see it Tuesday, obviously it'll come Thursday. I would bet Thursday if I had to guess, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes. So. And then Friday will be Steven playing something solo, and Saturday it will be me playing something solo. So I'll probably put it to a vote in the Discord, probably Dreams, Animal Crossing. Maybe I'll throw something else in there. So feel free to go vote for that. We'll do all that throughout the week. So again, join our Discord, follow us. You can also like us on Twitter, at Chortle Games. It's a good way to keep up with us because we post when we go live. And yeah, that's it. Again, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to stay healthy, stay safe, and be kind to one another throughout this week. We'll see you next.
Wash your hands and stop asking for Catherine full body.
Yes.
Whoever I will find you. Stop it. Let it die.
Bye, guys.
Be kind. Bye.